Students, it's Nazia Begum here, your physics lecturer, welcoming you all in today's lecture. So the topic for today is viscosity. It is a very important topic today, okay? And the screen is a little bit blur, so nothing to worry at all because whatever is written here that I am explaining you all, so you please concentrate on what I am saying, okay? What I am telling to you, you concentrate on that thing only, okay? And sorry for this blurred screen. So what is viscosity? Like you all are so much familiar with one word, that is friction. Okay, what is friction? Friction is a reaction force which comes into play when one object tries to slide over the another object. Okay, whenever one object is moving over another object, so that time friction appears and friction tries to oppose the motion. Okay, friction always tries to oppose the motion. It don't want to change the state of motion of any object. Okay, and this thing we have seen in case of solids, but in case of liquid also a kind of friction appears. That friction is called viscosity or viscous force. Okay, so first I will explain you how it happened. See, whenever a solid object is moving, it is moving as a whole, as a bulk. Suppose we are having one box, okay, and we have to move the box on a surface. So when we apply force, this box will start moving on the surface, and at the contact surface between box and the surface, at the contact point, we are having our friction force. Okay, this is in case of solids. Now in case of liquid, what happen? Whenever a liquid is flowing, it is not flowing as a bulk form. Okay, in case of object, the objects are flowing in a bulk form. Objects are moving, sorry, not flowing. In solid, the objects are moving in a bulk form. But in case of liquid, the liquid is not flowing as bulk, but it is flowing in form of layer. Okay, so suppose when a liquid is flowing, so there are so many layers. Okay, so one layer tries to move over the another layer. Okay, different layers we are having in a liquid. So suppose this is one layer, this is another layer. Okay, so these layers try to move over each other. So when these layers are moving, that time, because they are having a molecular attraction force, so that's why that because of that attraction force, one layer, see, whenever the layers are moving, when the liquid is flowing, the layer wants to move over another. Okay, so when one layer move over another layer, so their molecular bond, that will break. Okay, but because of attraction force between molecules, they don't want to go away from each other. Okay, so they apply a reaction force, and they don't want to get separated. Okay, and because of that attraction force only, one opposing force appears which opposes the relative motion between the layers. Okay, suppose this is one layer, this one, and this is another layer. Okay, this layer is moving over this layer, so here one viscous force will appear. See, here in this diagram you can see. Okay, here one liquid is represented by two layers. Okay, this is first layer and this one is second layer. Okay, so when one layer tries to move over another layer, because their molecules are bonded with each other with attraction force, so they don't want another layer to be separated from them, and that's why they apply the attraction force so that they all will be together. So that is only the uh, friction, a kind of friction between the two adjacent layer in a liquid, and it is called viscosity. So we can say that viscosity of a fluid is the property by virtue of which it opposes the relative motion between the adjacent layers. Okay. Now let's see coefficient of viscosity. Okay, coefficient of viscosity is denoted by eta. So here we are having one surface. Okay, this is one surface. Over that surface we took two layers of liquid. Okay, distance of this first layer from this surface is x. Okay, and distance of this second layer from this surface is x plus dx. Okay, the distance for first layer is x, the distance for second layer is x plus dx. Okay, so the distance between these two layers is dx. Is it clear? Okay, now let's see the velocity. Velocity of the first layer, okay, velocity of the first layer is v, velocity of the second layer is v plus dv. So here you can see that as we go away from the bottom surface, the velocity is increasing. The velocity for first layer is v, the velocity of second layer is v plus dv. So there is one increment in velocity. How much increment? dv, that much increment. Okay, so from here one thing is clear, that when the liquid is flowing on a surface, suppose this is one surface and liquid is flowing in form of layers. Okay, here two layers are there and liquid is flowing. So the layer which is close to surface, that layer will have more viscosity. That means more viscous force, more opposing force will be there. And as we go away, that means upside from the surface, the viscous force will decrease and hence the velocity will increase. Is it clear? Okay, so here we have two surfaces at distances x and x plus dx, and their velocities are given by v and v plus dv. And one more thing is there, that motion of the fluid is in this direction, so the viscous force will be in this direction. Is it clear? Because it is opposing force, so it will be in opposite direction. So here we have already discussed that v and v plus dv are the velocities of two adjacent layers at distance x and x plus dx. Okay, so if we want to find out the velocity gradient, now what is velocity gradient? See, as the distance has increased by dx, the velocity is increased by dv. Okay, so with increase in distance, there is increase in velocity. Okay, so with respect to distance, the velocity is changing here. So change in the velocity per unit distance between the layers, that we have to find out. So it will be dv upon dx. Change in velocity with respect to distance is dv upon dx. This is only called velocity gradient. Okay, now let A be the area of contact of the two layers. Then according to Newton's law of viscous flow, the viscous force between the two layers is proportional to area of layers in contact A, okay, and velocity gradient dv upon dx. F is directly proportional to both, so we can write here as F directly proportional to A dv upon dx. Now if we want to remove the proportionality sign, we have to introduce one constant. So here we have F equals to minus eta A dv upon dx. Okay, so where this eta is called coefficient of viscosity. Okay, it is one constant called coefficient of viscosity. It measures the viscosity and its magnitude depends on the nature and temperature of the liquid, and this negative sign indicates that viscous force always opposes the flow of the liquid. Okay, the flow of the liquid will be in whatever direction, the coefficient of viscosity will be in opposite direction of that. That's why minus sign is there. Okay, so this is all about coefficient of viscosity. So I hope now you all have understood what is viscosity. Whenever a fluid is flowing, it is not flowing as bulk, but it is flowing in form of layers, one over another. Okay, and at the lowest point, at the bottom point, whatever layer is there, there the viscous force will be maximum. As we go up, okay, as the distance between the surface and the layers increases, the viscous force decreases and resulting increase in velocity. So the bottommost layer will have the least velocity and the uppermost layer have the maximum velocity. Okay, as we go up, the velocity will increase. Then let's see definition of SI unit of eta. So we have equation F equals to minus eta A dV upon dx, or we can write that equation in form of eta. So eta equals to minus F upon A into dV upon dx. If suppose we put area equals to 1 unit and velocity gradient dV upon dx also equals to 1 unit, then eta will be equals to minus F. Okay, so here eta numerically becomes to equals to force. Okay, eta numerically become equal to force. In what condition? In the condition when area is 1 unit and velocity gradient also is 1 unit. So here we can define eta as coefficient of viscosity of a liquid is numerically equal to the viscous force acting per unit area between two adjacent parallel layers having a unit velocity gradient. Okay, so this is the definition of eta. Now SI unit, eta equals to n upon m square into m per second per meter. Okay, the Newton is the SI unit of force. For area we have SI unit meter square. For velocity we have meter per second, and for distance we have per meter. Okay, so when we put all those values here, so we got this equation. Okay, this one, these are nothing but the units of these quantities. Okay, now after putting the unit and cancelling the terms, we got this equation, Newton second per meter square, or it is called Pascal second. Okay, so the unit of eta, the coefficient of viscosity is Pascal second, and it is also called Paisuli. Okay, this Pascal second, what it is called? It is called Paisuli. Paisuli is name of one scientist. Okay, the CGS unit of eta is dyne second per centimeter square. It is called a poise. Okay, so SI unit is called Paisuli and CGS unit is called poise. 1 poise equals to 0.1 Paisuli. Okay, the micropoise and centipoise are also used for the measurement of eta. Then we have Poiseuille's formula. So what is Poiseuille's formula? This formula was obtained by French scientist Jean-Louis Marie Poiseuille. It relates the volume of a liquid flowing per second through a horizontal tube of uniform area of cross section to the pressure difference maintained across the ends of the tube. Okay, so what they have compared? They basically compared volume of the liquid to the pressure at the different ends of a tube when the liquid is flowing through the tube. So that time they have compared these two things. According to this formula, the volume of a liquid of viscosity eta flowing out per second through a tube of length L and radius r under a pressure difference P is given by Q equals to pi p r to the power 4 upon 8 eta L. Okay, this formula is valid only for streamline flow through horizontal tube of uniform area of cross section. Okay, it is not valid for vertical flow as well as it is not valid for turbulent flow. It is only valid for streamline flow. Okay, according to Poiseuille's formula we can find out volume. Okay, volume Q equals to pi p r to the power 4 upon 8 eta L. So this is it for today's lecture. Tomorrow we'll study about Stokes law, equation of continuity, Bernoulli's principle. These are very interesting and very important topics of this chapter. Okay, so that will start from next chapter. So this is it for today's lecture. See you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye. Take care, do some productive work, and the most important thing, be healthy, be safe.